that he had to win it in order to keep his job. Does it keep it just for now, or do you think this could be the start of something?
It's a lifeline, definitely, to keep him going through it. Whether Bowley feels like it's enough, it depends on how they do in the next stage. Depends on if the form picks up in the league as well. Are they going to kick on? Are they going to push back in towards the Champions League position for next season? That's a tall task, but it was a much better performance. And from the Leeds game and now, the shape of the team was right. The system they played was right. It fitted the players. It was a much better all-round performance. A couple of players still have a bit to go, but I think getting that system in with the three at the back, the two wing backs, I think really suits them. Could
this be a moment where we get to really find out how good a manager at this level Graham Potter is in terms of getting the consistency in now, in terms of formation, team selection, but most importantly, results?
I think you said it earlier on, Joanne. For me, it's a stay of execution. He has to do his stuff. Stephen's absolutely right. He has to get it going in the league. He has to climb the league. He'll probably get till the end of the season now with that result. But much will depend whether he's going to be there next season, what happens between now and the end of May. They scraped home tonight. A bit fortunate with the penalty incident. It went their way by the letter of the law, but they weren't convincing at all, and some poor performances from top players, really. Enzo Fernandez, who looked a brilliant player in the World Cup, didn't really feature tonight. Raheem Sterling, as Ronnie said in commentary, looks as if he's lost a yard of pace. His confidence is not very good, although he got the very important goal for them. So there's still a big question mark how long Potter will be at Chelsea. But I'm glad for him because he's a good guy. His assessment of games is always honest. If his team doesn't play well, he tells people that. I think he's a good guy and he deserves that break tonight.
It's interesting that Liam says it wasn't convincing at all, because it did look like Chelsea still had the bulk of chances, even though Dortmund definitely came into it more in the second half.
You feel that they just weren't. There were certain players, like I said, Enzo Fernandez is one that jumps out, that the game passed him by a little bit. Havertz was much better today in the performance. I think he led the line and compared to what I've seen throughout the league performances today, but I think there was more players up and around them. But some of the decision making, like you took Felix off and brought on Gallagher, I know that was the sure things up. He was probably the most effective player in the forward third. So he
didn't look happy either.
No, he didn't look happy, and it's not about making players happy, it's about doing the right thing for the team at that right moment, and he felt they needed to get back involved in the game and have a foot in it. But you would have felt Fernandez coming off, Kovacic he took off, and I felt that he was the better player in the middle of the park. He was the one that was making the tackles.
So you're questioning his decision making?
Yeah, just those decision makings. And then when he took Sterling off and you bring Pulisic on, he's only back in, he's only been training. Someone like Mudryk can come on and you know that they're pushing you at that pace in behind the line. So just decisions that you're questioning, why were they made at the time? Listen, they've come out on top, they've come out winners, and it's a huge
good team with a good performance. Stephen controls that second half. They were never totally in control of it. It got very scrappy, it got very nasty, and Dortmund had a few chances that goalkeeper Kepa, I have to say, played very well for Chelsea. So that's why I'm saying it's not convincing. They never controlled the game in the second half.
Yeah, Dortmund weren't what we've seen from Dortmund either. Brandt going off.
They lost Brandt,
huge.
And the lad that couldn't play
Amy couldn't play, so they're big misses for them. And Bellingham had probably one of his most quiet games we've seen for a while. I know he had a great chance, but he wasn't that influential midfield player, so they weren't at the high level they've been at before. But Chelsea, listen, they've got the job done, they've won, they're through to the next round. That's what matters, really.
Let's look at the penalty, because there are many different aspects to this. First of all, the decision, the length between when the decision was finally made and when the shot was taken.
Well, it's Wolf who's challenges. I don't know why he turns his back on the ball, because when he turns his back on the ball, he's not in control of his left arm. He really should be facing that ball, not turning his head, and have his hands behind his back. So by the letter of the law, his hand is sticking out. Referee took his time as well, looking at the monitor, but it was the correct decision by the letter of the law.
This annoyed you, all the Dortmund players around the referee?
Yeah, and then, of course, Havertz goes and does this when he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. But if you'll see, so many players encroaching, including a Chelsea player. Some might say, well, why is it that, you know, he could take it again when a Chelsea player encroached, but the letter of the law is if an attacking player and a defending player encroach, the penalty is retaken. And he showed plenty of nerve, Havertz. I thought he was Chelsea's best player all through the game tonight. And he showed plenty of nerve to take that penalty.
To step up again and do it almost identical, like you re-watch them and it looks like the same penalty, just this one goes in slightly inside. Even Ronnie in commentary was like, I'm not sure which one we're watching here. So yeah, fair play, to step up, same situation and do that score takes a lot of guts.
And the key in what you were saying there is the fact there was a Dortmund player as well as a Chelsea. If it had only been a Chelsea player, it would have been
and
a free
the
kick
Dortmund
out.
player cleared the ball, Joanne. As it came off back of the post, I think it was Ozcan,
yeah.
He cleared it away. So it was the correct decision, and Dortmund, that you could see at the end of the match, they surrounded the referee, felt they were very hard done by, but no, the referee got those decisions correct.
And of course, crucially, it means Chelsea finally, for the first time, 2023, 1 game, 2 goals. Yeah. It's been an enjoyable opening 45 minutes. It's been lively from Chelsea's point of view. Although it did look for a long period like it was going to be similar to recent times where they created plenty of chances but weren't able to put them in the back of the net. But right before half-time, Liam, Raheem Sterling, whom you thought looked so nervous and lacking in confidence.
Absolutely, Joanne. He was having a bit of a nightmare. And even the goal he scored, it was a bit of a nightmare first try at the goal when he tried to have a shot with his left foot. But Kovacic did very, very well there. The ball breaks to Chilwell, and the 2 wing-backs have done really well from Chelsea. That's where he had a swing at it, Raheem Sterling, but he got a bit of luck. It came off Royce, and he made no mistake with the save. He was really having a bad time of it, Raheem Sterling. That'll do him the world of good. And he buries this. So no more than Chelsea deserved. They've been by far the better side, and Dortmund have looked very shaky in defence.
Can it make that big a difference for a player's confidence, just something as simple as, even if the build-up is the way it is from his point of view, to be able to fire it into the back of the net? Can it just change things like that?
Absolutely. I think when another chance comes in the second half, he might very well put it away again because he's got that first goal under his belt. It can make a hell of a difference. We
saw all this pressure coming from Chelsea, but it's the setup, as far as you're concerned, which is creating all these chances for them.
Yeah, and we saw they played a 3-5, so wing-backs, and it's just allowing those 2 left-side centre-backs to press really high up the pitch. So the midfielder coming forward, getting high, going together as a team. This is then with the Reece James wing back, but then it's Fofana and Cucurella coming up behind from the left side centre back. Here's Cucurella again stepping in, and the thing about having 3 at the back is if you can have your left side centre back and your right side centre back that are extremely mobile, they can step out into those positions. They've done it extremely well. That's Fofana coming across. They're just giving that extra body into the middle of the park. Koulibaly's the sitting one, and the players they've gone, it's been strategic. They've gone on the press really well, and if there's been triggers, that's Fofana again stepping in. I just think it's just given it another level, and it's, you know, we're talking about Potter trying to find the shape, find the style. That looks like the shape that fits him, and when you have players like Chilwell and James, or people have spoken about all season getting those 2 back can completely change the side. They're so good in that areas, and when they get in the forward areas with the ball, the quality they put into the box is excellent. So I think it's been huge.
So that is the reason why there were so many chances for them?
Every time they've won the ball back high up the pitch, then they've got into João Felix's feet. They're winning it, stepping in. Now it's dropping to the players. You want to get on the ball in these areas. Staring. João Felix here in this position, one-on-one, opens up. Keeper comes out, makes a great save. Dortmund didn't really know what hit them. I think they were a little bit caught unawares that Chelsea were going to press them like this, but all these chances of coming from Chelsea, winning the ball back high up, creating space and then playing off it. Havertz goes through here, another lovely ball from Felix. This actually should have been a penalty, and Marchand nudges them in the back. Chelsea have been really on top. Dortmund have had a couple of opportunities. For the most part, though, Chelsea have played good football, and when they've lost it, they've recycled. The Reece James here, high up, whips the ball in the unbelievable area. How this doesn't end up in the back of the net is beyond me. Again, Chilwell, another unbelievable ball. This one defies physics, how it comes off Koulibaly's foot and goes back the opposite direction. Should have been a tap in from 6 yards out, and Liam will go into it as well, but they've been excellent.
No, well, Havertz has been really good today. I think Sterling was having a bad time of it, but Havertz and João Felix has been excellent as well. But as Stephen has described there, it's the midfield that's given him a chance. I have to say I've been bit disappointed in Enzo Fernandez. I think he's been very quiet. Haven't really seen him, you know.
It's kind of passed
And
by.
Dortmund have had, you know, Chelsea started really well the first 15 minutes. Then Dortmund, as Ronnie described, came into the game for 20 minutes, had a couple of chances. Bellingham's doing some good things. So this game is far from in Chelsea's, you know, hands. This Dortmund side, particularly going forward, are good. I don't think they're very good at the back.
السنغال تلدغ بنين وتبلغ مونديال الشباب. بلغ منتخب السنغال للشباب نهائيات كأس العالم تحت 20 عاما بعد صعوده لنصف نهائي بطولة كأس الأمم الإفريقية. وصعد المنتخب السنغالي المربع الذهبي في كأس الأمم الإفريقية تحت 20 عاما بعد فوزه 1-0 على بنين الخميس الماضي على ملعب استاد القاهرة. وسجل هدف المباراة سامبا ديالو النشيط في صفوف دينامو كييف من ضربة رأسية في الدقيقة 51. وضرب منتخب السنغال موعدا في نصف النهائي مع الفائز من لقاء الكونغو وتونس الثلاثاء المقبل على ملعب هيئة قناة السويس بالإسماعيلية. وتأهل منتخب السنغال للمرة الرابعة في تاريخه إلى كأس العالم تحت 20 عاما بعد مشاركته في نسخة 2015 و2017 و2019. سبق أن احتل منتخب السنغال للشباب المركز الرابع في نسخة مونديال 2015. ولم يفز منتخب السنغال من قبل ببطولة كأس الأمم الإفريقية تحت 20 عاما.